Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech."
Hassan, Ludwig, both straight. Ludwig is like fucking married. Hassan's, you know, Hassan. Austin Show, well, I guess that's not a great example. Tons of people get their nails done.
Additionally, Chris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs I had to prove I was myself because I, quote, look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance?"
It does look different, but I think it's more of the hair.
"You went from man to boy." Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better," yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Chris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in photos kept insinuating.
Why did it say, "I don't care about the nails, bro. I now have lethal weapons at all times. I'm ready for any attack."
That Chris was becoming
oh,
more
he
feminine,
means the nails.
with this same kind of look showing up in his Mr. Beast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled "I strapped a GoPro to a fish," in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, "Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother." Okay, so some people just gonna...
Anime profile picture. Not a real name. It looks like an anime profile picture.
Nails. Chris had to have lost.
Opinion instantly. Opinion instantly denied. It's like you're not even allowed to have the opinion in my eyes.
It's getting wild.
Chris had to have lost a bet.
Response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating, "How did Chris go from this to this?" While others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay. Now, this was pretty ridiculous, as Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even...
Also, I want to use my alt to let everyone know that I am bisexual, and when I told the few people I did, when I was 16, I got a lot of negative backlash. Oh, this was years ago. Well, then why is it even... Wait, how old is he now? Well, this is 2020. So 3 years ago? Negative backlash, friends and family. Just know, people around you don't love and support you. We always will. Okay, we'll see. How's this news to anyone then?
Been met. The true catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization...
Ain't no way bro actually lifts his wife and kid. Who the fuck are you, dog? Oh, not a real picture of yourself.
Instead seemed to have come from his marriage. In January 2022,
Opinion instantly
Chris
denied.
would post a photo with his wife to his Instagram, yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails. Chris confirmed the split in a post from March 2023 reading, "For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated," with this also confirming that Chris...
We are finalizing things soon, but these things take time. We like to keep our personal lives private, which a lot of people don't understand because we share so much. But this is the only time I want to discuss it. Well, I mean, he didn't even need to do this. I mean, who cares what your fucking parasocial Andy fans out there have to say? I mean, I guess when you're this big, it's a little bit different.
His transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end. Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails.
Todd, no picture of yourself. I mean, yeah, opinion instantly declined.
As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this, before making the announcement that
I didn't even notice what he was wearing.
I
was looking to see who was with Mr. Beast.
Which, according to a quick Google search, is the medical process for changing gender.
When did he start this, though? April 6th?
For approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies," which received a positive response from both Carl and Mr. Beast, who wrote, "Got you, I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend." While his co-workers expressed positivity positivity,
That is
others
dope.
weren't
At
so
least he's got good friends
welcoming.
around him.
There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to.
Okay. The thing is about the check mark with Twitter now is it's meaningless. So now this does have 12.6 million views. There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Huh? Why is this considered a hard time for you? I mean, it's like you're telling him that he's going through hard times and that he's a weak man.
Hard times
Sounds like this guy's a bitch.
create strong men create good times
Mr.
create
Evan.
weak men, and weak men create
Pussy.
hard times. Weak man times.
I bet
Chris
Chris would still
responded to
whoop
this
this guy's
comment by
ass, too.
stating, "This is just more
This is just more dog whistling that somehow...
dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people like you, and my child will only know love."
I don't know Chris, but I love the guy. He's awesome. I haven't really paid attention in the few Mr. Beast videos I've seen. I wouldn't have been able to point him out for you. But to everything he said so far is extremely true, based.
I know
The thing is, man, I hate how people make this kind of a conversation a left versus right. You know, this is not a left versus right, dude. This is a motherfucking human being who hasn't mentioned Democrat or Republican in any of these things, you know?
I'm going to be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker. Chris's response received some positivity such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life, as well as I adore that, I'm glad you made that decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria, yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took..."
So what I don't like about this is Sonny seems to be like, I think the last about 60 seconds or 30 seconds was the only positive mention of any, you know, positivity and people actually supporting it. Thing is, most people in the world aren't full of hate. As much as the internet would want you to believe that, there are plenty of people that hate. But people like this, Abir Hassan, or whatever, and these people are just, their opinions are worthless. If it's based on hate,
took a father
fuck 'em.
figure away from
Who
your
gives a fuck?
son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic. He will
I guarantee that guy would get his ass whooped.
get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house, a life full of difference and being alone. Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure?
Like, notice how these tweets have like literally like 1,000 views. And that's views, you know, it's not even likes or anything. No one cares. Sunny V2 makes this whole video, causes all this drama, turns it into drama, you know, elevates the drama, gives people like this motherfucking can't even put his real fucking name as
Although
his Twitter
Chris wasn't
handle,
altered by
gives him
these
a platform.
comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from Mr. Beast as well as Nolan and Carl.
Bro, literally YouTube. Everyone who's on the other side of it's just an
However,
idiot.
these comments also added extra fuel to the fire. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe. Mr. Beast responded to this with a simple opinion irrelevant ratio to
Okay, there's alpha in his name, so I already know he's a extremely weak individual, probably physically and mentally. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends, only yes men cowards. Are they calling Mr. Beast a yes men coward? Opinion irrelevant ratio? Oh, he got fucking bodied.
which the original commenter would state, "I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio."
Why does a guy with 30 followers have a check mark? No one knows this guy. No one's ever gonna know this guy.
Me, I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward who idly sits by watching my friend ruin his own life. In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos. For example, in a recent livestream titled Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes, Chris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, and while everybody participated as usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth.
You really gonna post a comment? Give Sunny Mitsuru, guy who can't even spell the word awkward. You're gonna give this guy a platform, Sunny? This guy needs to get taken off YouTube.
It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head, as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind. Mr. Beast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid.
Why was that worth talking about? What point is Sunny making there? They're just fucking talking, dude. I think any human being who's ever had friends in their life knows that sometimes you're just bantering, sometimes you're just talking nonsense in a way that only your best friends can understand.
Void of awkward moments.
And anyone could understand that,
would act as fodder for another 100 million views.
Chris, now I'm going. Chris sitting closer to Jimmy. Cheese edits, sane mind. Name one in the room. Mr. Beast confronts Chris for coming out. That's bait. That's just rage bait. Oh, I think most of the responses are just rage bait. And that's why I don't like Sunny giving them a platform, because they're not even serious, I don't think.
Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say.
For any sane human being, it never even changed the fact in the first place that we accepted him. I don't know the guy, and I accept him. I don't know the girl.
Unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place? Perhaps the opposite will happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current Mr. Beast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris.
You look amazing, Chris. I have so much respect for you being
who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who
true self. The haters will be loud, but I promise there's millions of queer kids who look up to you. Keep being yourself. W. Dave.
Look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. Mr. Beast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT.
Why would Chris do any of this to add value to Mr. Beast's videos? Why would Sunny even say what he just said? Why would that ever be a thought that crosses any human's mind? Dude, I wonder if I should be happy, dude. I wonder, what about the views that my friend gets on his YouTube channel, man?
Audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and
let me just say one thing. There are some takes I heard yesterday from Asmongold that I'm probably gonna go over to. We're gonna watch his little VOD. Because I don't watch him a lot, but he's a good streamer, and I used to watch him a ton. I like him. When I went to his stream yesterday, he was talking about the Mr. Beast thing, and I can admit I just joined in. I probably missed a lot of context. That's why we'll go over it after this. But dude, first off, his chat is like exactly what you would expect it to be out of a 35-year-old man-child who can't even catch a football without his finger breaking in half.
And if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability.
Movies and shows today just make their characters gay for the sake of it. No character development, no good story. So much shit today. I mean, that's not entirely wrong. So much shit today that just pushes an agenda, forgets what people watch, stuff for entertainment. I mean, they obviously still try to make it entertaining, but yeah, they also want to be inclusive. Because if they weren't inclusive, they'd be like, people would be like, why is there never representation? I think there should be representation for everyone. Now, there have been some like Disney movies that come out that kind of like, it changes the dynamic of the story. And I think what it actually does is it throws people off like they weren't expecting it, you know? I think a lot of people just don't like change.
Ability rarely works as intended and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie. Or
I would personally rather see a new movie with new developed characters, new backgrounds, you know, that kind of stuff, than them like changing what's already existed, you know? I'd rather just get a whole new movie, a fresh start, be able to get to know characters, get to know why they are like they are, and stuff like that.
Video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have
More like the loud minority. The silent majority doesn't give a fuck. If they don't like it, they're not going to watch it. Like, they're not going to go on Twitter and say, oh, I can't believe people are gay in my movie. Oh my god. No one gives a fuck, dude. Only the loud minority of
seen, a situation like
hate-filled
Chris's
losers
does have the potential to
have nothing
create
better
an
to do.
otherworldly amount of discussion, which
Like, imagine this being what you're worried about on a day-to-day basis. Mr. Beast's friend is now transgender. Imagine giving that any more thought than just, oh, okay. What kind of privileged ass, rich daddy lifestyle are you fucking mooching off of?
could be seen
Who
as
gives
a
a
benefit for the Mr. Beast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an
Facts.
easy way to up my
So
piece
you're
if
a
I got it.
Keemstar
Bro.
The problem is this type of situation is probably the last thing that Mr. Beast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has
Some
no
person
way of
named
manipulating the
Bendover.
situation
These are people
without
that
being
just don't even
painted
deserve
as
a
the bad
platform.
guy. It's a lose-lose situation for Mr. Beast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable.
And notice, there was like a 30-second window that I called out earlier of like 3 or 4 positive comments. I think he showed like 1 positive comment around here, and the rest has just been negative, like the entire time. Sonny's doing no favors to anyone.
Situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real. An
PSX and MSM. Anime profile. Actually, I don't even know what that is. This is the dumbest take we've seen so far, by the way. Because not only do I disagree with this, I think his viewership will go up. I think now that everyone's talking about him, his next videos are going to have more views. And hey, let's test it. Let's actually test it. I'll even write this down, and if I'm wrong, I will... Let's say if I'm wrong, what's something funny I could do? I'll do something funny.
We're gonna fly on this jet that cost
13 days ago. 112 million, 100 million, 133. Okay. 200, oh shit. Oh, these are his popular ones. I was gonna say it's a lot of fucking views. Anyway, look. I guarantee, and I'll bet something on this. He will have over 200, or at least over 150 million views on his next video. I guarantee it trends upward. This guy is so incorrect. I'm sitting here making fun of a 10-year-old for not understanding the world, but just putting this hate out there is just so fucking crazy.
inescapable situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama.
And Sonny just agreed with this fucking 9-year-old, dude. Holy shit, that's so cringe, Sonny B2. Holy shit, that's so cringe, bro. I'm doing the same Mr. Beast. That's so cringe. You gotta escape nothing, bro. That's his friend.
Which is also why it deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to
Anime profile picture, no real name. Instantly opinion invalid. Instantly. Sweep it out. Throw it in the garbage.
publicly express acceptance of
These guys
Chris's
don't even have likes on
transition,
this. He's just picking out random fucking nobodies.
silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Chris's transition, Jimmy implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply
I mean, this kid's not even trying to hide it though. He's like telling you he has mental illness, and he still feels like his opinion is valid. And again, we're making fun of like 8-year-olds, like 7-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? People that are violating TOS for even being on the website. There's no shot this is like a human that anyone should give any credit to their opinion of. No likes, no nothing.
Mr. Beast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option
Sunny
but to
V2's
accept
just
this
picking out
fate,
random
as removing Chris
nobodies.
from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm.
Chris Tyson, who often
Removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an
Chris Tyson, who often appears in Mr. Beast's YouTube videos and now has become popular in his own right, received hate online over changes in his appearance. A Twitter user made a disparaging comment, posting 2 photos of Chris. In reply, he revealed that he had been going HRT or hormone replacement therapy. He also shed light on gender non-conforming people's struggles. Informed consent, HRT, saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first-world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies. How are you gonna sit here and argue against that? Like, what could possibly be the argument here? Hang on, it's getting really bright in here. Let me turn this brightness down. I messed with that earlier. How are you even gonna like argue though against this shit? I mean, it's just 8-year-olds who literally this is the most drama they've seen since someone got beat up in their school. Probably them, honestly.
Even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution should things go south might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable. Whether it be arrogance or
Sonny's first recommendation is for him to resign himself, or his first option he puts forward. Dude, get off of YouTube, Sonny. Get
ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
What? Almost every single thing Sonny just said was absolutely fucking stupid. Literally almost every single. He spent like, where was it?
With this also confirming
he spent like he showed 2 positive tweets. Maybe 3. He showed one more over here, and the rest was just all negative. Literally giving people with no likes on their shit platforms. People, anime profile pictures, no real name, nothing. People less than 10 years old, bro. You're giving people, oh my god. Some dude that literally has alpha in his name. Bro, he has alpha in his name, bro. Why give him the time of day? And actually, there were some pictures in here of Chris. That dude looks like he would absolutely smack the dog shit out of most of these people. Dude had like washboard abs, motherfucking ripped ass arms. Would motherfucking spank these kids. Anyone else notice how Chandler is just chilling throughout this whole situation? As any normal human being would do. Is that like weird? To not, give a fuck? Gotta love when people stop treating content creators as likewise. Chris is a friend. No shot Jimmy would dump him like this. I mean, he already said that on Twitter, right? He was like, I'm sick of all the transphobia, all this shit. He's like completely backing up his friend. To no one's surprise, to no sane human surprise. Jimmy seems like the kind of person to respect people's choices no matter what they say. What do you know? An actual comment. And the thing is like, I looked through all this, and I don't see any hate, right? Sunny V2 did a really bad job. I'd rather lose some of my audience than losing my best friend. He picked out the silent, or I guess the loud minority. He picked out the loud minority of a few haters and gave them all a platform, and then made this into a drama. And really, it was just normal people hating, not normal, but people hating on Twitter. Who gives a fuck, dude? Absolutely ridiculous.